Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Focus versus Rain here on Twisted Meadows. Game 1 in this series, we see Rain spawning as the green Undead player here at what I'll call the 8 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Focus spawning as the yellow Orc. Now I do believe this is Focus versus Rain. One thing for you guys, I know a lot of you guys out there are like, hey, cover up the timer, cover up the timer. This is my only logo cover up. I haven't seen any good WarCraft ones submitted to me. A lot of them seem to just have been drawn in paint, and really I appreciate the effort, but at this point I want something that actually looks good over here. If it's in 1024 by 768, something that can actually fit here and still look good. Anyways, let's take a look at the game. We can see that Rain is going up for a Graveyard, a Ziggurat, and is going for a Crypt. Where is the Altar of Darkness? Alright, so the Altar of Darkness is going to be a little bit later than normal, and because of the Graveyard, it is most likely going to be Fiends. Now, taking a look at the strategy over here by Focus. Focus is already training up that Blade Master, and we now see also a Peon making his way out across the map. Now, one of the instances, Fiends are generally good versus Orc. The only problem is that those Grunts can deal a lot of damage to them, and then once they get that Berserker Strength, they generally have a lot more hit points. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the game now. A Ghoul already being transferred down over here. We'll be able to clear out some room back here and start harvesting some lumber for that Graveyard. Meanwhile, the Peon gonna quickly make his way over, spot that there is Blight, and then continue on his merry way because he actually wants to see what's going down. Rain about to finish up that Altar of Darkness. You can now see a Tomb of Relics being placed down, and the hero is going to be the Dreadlord. Alright, the Dreadlord is one of those really strange heroes. I know all of you guys out there, or a lot of you guys out there, are like, yes, it's not a Death Knight versus a Blade Master, because I haven't seen that 100,000 times already. So Dreadlord as the first hero, and normally I want to make predictions as to what type of hero will be utilized or what the skill set will be, but I really have no idea. We can see that ghouls are being trained even though the Graveyard is down, so it could possibly be Sleep with ghouls. This is just really strange as we are now going into the Blade Master. The Blade Master fighting up against this one particular Null Overseer. Focus, if he loses this, is going to be a really wow, that Blade Master almost getting taken down by a creep. That would have been a huge loss, as the Blade Master now coming into the back and gonna finish off this Null Overseer. A very gutsy Blade Master, I must say, as the Blade Master now wandering away. Alright, Dreadlord, it looks like it does have a Sacrificial Skull and a Rod of Necromancy. Skeletal minions are coming in from behind. What exactly is the Dreadlord looking to do here? No Vampiric Aura, and it is either going to be Sleep or, I believe, Carrion Swarm. And I really don't know what it could possibly be. Are we going to perhaps see another round of skeletal minions? Yes. And he is going to try to creep out the red creep camp first. A very interesting creep pattern, as the Blade Master is not going to be able to find his opponent that quickly. And wow, green is so hard to spot on that minimap. I apologize profusely. There, the Blight is being utilized. And here we go, quickly sleeping one of the Troll High Priests to make sure that it cannot heal. And this is going to be huge. A second sleep now coming in, and the Blight should really help that health on these units. The Dreadlord already halfway to level 1. The Staff of Silence is being picked up, so the Dreadlord is going to have Silence as well. A very nice ability here, perhaps even casting Silence across these units. Level 2 on the Dreadlord. It is going to be Vampiric Aura, and we could perhaps see Silence be utilized. The ghouls are backing away. Vampiric Aura very beneficial for all of these ghouls. The Sacrificial Skull very beneficial in order to just creep out very quickly. You can see that the hit point regeneration is rather fast, 2 hit points a second. And now Rain looking to do a fast expansion with Undead. Alright, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is not typical. Yeah, doing a fast expansion with Undead is nearly unheard of, as we are now going into a Ziggurat here, and we could perhaps see a Haunted Goldmine. This is all very strange. Blade Master now already sitting at level 3, and what the Blade Master needs to do at this point is Focus needs to click onto this Dreadlord and figure out what's going on. That Staff of Silence is a very big indicator that something strange happened with that creeping. Level 3 now almost on that Dreadlord. Where is he going to go? Perhaps pick up a Staff of, or a Boots of Speed? No, he's going to sell it. Very smart move, as he doesn't want to tip his hand. Meanwhile, the Staff of Teleportation now coming in. That Blade Master, where is he gonna go? We could see a sleep. Oh, are we gonna see a sleep? Yes, it is gonna be a sleep. There's the Dust of Appearance, and now that Blade Master just standing still. I guess that's one way to counter that Blade Master. What is this Blade Master going to do? The Blade Master most likely did click on this Dreadlord, trying to figure out what's happening. And you got to remember, nothing looks strange to that Blade Master. He sees a level 2 Dreadlord. He doesn't know how much experience he has. And he sees a Dust of Appearance, Boots of Speed, and Staff of Teleportation. And he just sold it. Alright, so a little bit of a strange maneuver there, as we are now going into Halls of the Dead. Now, a ninja expansion is something that you rarely ever see in WarCraft 3, let alone with the Undead. We can see that the Necropolis is being placed down here. We are going to see a reveal now being placed down here. And does the Blade Master, did he actually reveal here? No, he did not reveal here. So I do not believe that he actually gained sight of that Dreadlord. Now sitting at level 3, level 2 Vampiric Aura, or perhaps level 2 Sleep. Not 100% sure. Perhaps level 2 level 2 Sleep, as it is a little bit longer, as the Blade Master now looking to come in. The Blade Master now wandering around on the inside, not going to really be able to do much of anything, as the Blade Master doesn't want to attack here. Ghouls are wandering around. Where is this Dreadlord? The Dreadlord realizing that there is really no place to creep. We are at Stronghold, now going into a bestiary. We can see that there is a Tauren Chieftain as the hero. So a Tauren Chieftain instead of a Shadow Hunter. A little bit of a strange positioning there. There's Dust of Appearance. There's Sleep. The Blade Master now just pretty much sitting there. What is going to happen? Perhaps some damage could be dealt. Sleep is about to finish. Here you go. As soon as the sleep breaks, yes, the Blade Master will be able to get away, as it is still windwalking. Now, Tauren Chieftain at level 1, about to hit level 2 as soon as this Ogre Magi does get taken down. Down it will go. Stomp or Shockwave. Not quite sure what the spell of choice will be, as Claws of Attack plus 9. A very nice item for focus. As Rain now just clearing up and regenerating hit points essentially at this stage in the game. Blade Master still wandering around here. We are going into Wind Riders now. Not your typical choice whatsoever. And we are now going into the Slaughterhouse, and a Sacrificial Pit is training up a Shade. You can see that there's only 2 Acolytes here. Gonna train up an additional 2 to 3 more, as we are going into the Tauren Chieftain, trying to get up to level 3. Blade Master should get that Claws of Attack plus 9, since it does scale better here. And that doesn't really help me at all. Alright, so Dreadlord now making its way inside the base. The ghouls are not upgraded. Wind Riders are in the air, and this is a problem. We need to see a transition. We need to see a transition into Crypt Fiends. Are we getting that now? No, we are not, even though it is ready to go. And now the Tauren Chieftain, seeing that level 2, does have, what is that? Forget Devotion Aura. Yes, Devotion Aura, an additional +1 armor. Sleep was cast onto that Tauren Chieftain. That Tauren Chieftain pretty much standing still, enjoying the view for a short time, as ghouls are getting taken down left and right. Alright, we are going into a second crypt. Are we going to perhaps go into Gargoyles? Gargoyles, a very strong counter to all of these Wind Riders, as the Gargoyles are melee attackers and would also benefit from that Vampiric Aura. We can also see a Panda, perhaps, as air units do tend to stack up a little bit, and they do take a lot of damage. You can see, we are going to see a cancellation here, as that Peon, is it going to fall? Most likely it will. That Peon doesn't really have anywhere to go, just trying to run away. Down it goes. Level 3 on that Dreadlord still, as we are now seeing a Shade try and keep track of a Blade Master. Inside the main base, we can see a Sacrificial Pit is down. Dreadlord is ready to go. Ghouls need to run away. What are they doing? Are we going to go into perhaps some Gargoyles? Yes, Gargoyles are being trained, but this may be too little too late, as we have a Sleep now go down on one of those units. Slaughterhouse now getting affected as well. Raiders dealing a lot of damage. Black Citadel nearing upgrade, and now going to be casting some slow damage here, as we now see some damage being dealt. Orb of Corruption on a Dreadlord. How often do you see that? As the Orb of Corruption may actually cause this one unit to go down. No, it does not go down, as it is very, very slow, down to 22 hit points. The Dreadlord trying to find it, unable to see up onto the high ground at all, as the Dreadlord now making his way over here, perhaps going to use a potion of invisibility. How is he spotted? He is not spotted. Shade still keeping track of the units. And wow, this is such an odd game. All right, down goes one grunt there. And so far, Focus must believe that he is in the lead. Are we getting into a second hero? I can't tell. No second hero as of yet. It doesn't look like anything is off over here. He's trying to reveal, trying to figure out if there is another base anywhere. And Focus is doing a good job trying to find this expansion, except for he hasn't found it. Now we can see that the Wind Riders have made their way over. There's one Spirit Tower, one Nerubian Tower, and all we need is one more Ziggurat here, and this will be very, very well protected. In comes the Raiders, in comes the Wind Riders, and here we go. We can see a tomb of relics now being placed down. Acolytes are going to get taken down very easily, as the Nerubian Towers are trying to fight back. Are we going to have a Squirrel Town portal? Yes, we are. And the Acolytes are trying to just repair, and here teleporting straight up on top. This is bad news for the Orc army, as the Orc army pretty much never has a Squirrel Town portal any longer. Gargoyles going after Wind Riders. Squirrel Town portal was on the Tauren Chieftain, though. I take it back. Most of the time, most Orc players do not have a Squirrel Town portal, but that one Tauren Chieftain had picked one up. So a little bit strange that would actually go down that way. We can see a pocket tiny Great Hall will be utilized in order to establish up an expansion here in just a moment. And what is going down here? Are the Gargoyles going to perhaps continue to try and creep? The Gargoyles are very effective at creeping out the corner creep camps, and that would give the Dreadlord perhaps even level 5. The one thing that the Gargoyles are benefiting from, that Vampiric Aura will help tremendously. Level 1 Vampiric Aura, Essence of Blight also coming in. Are we going to get level 2? Yes, level 2 Vampiric Aura. I don't know the percentages on Vampiric Aura. Sue me for not studying a hero that is rarely ever used. Ring of Protection, I believe that is +3. I can't tell unless I move that. Then you guys can see how much time is in the game. And I don't even know how much time is in the game, so I don't want to spoil it. Focus now setting up an expansion here with that tiny Great Hall. Should be able to perhaps set up some towers as well. We can now see Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4. Blade Master sitting at level 4. Claws of Attack +9. Very helpful with that double circlet of nobility. Oh, where is the... There we go. No, that Ring of Protection was sold. I could have checked here. Not quite sure what the item was, but I think it was a Ring of Protection +3. You can also see now the shade that was following this Blade Master has been taken down by the reveal from the Goblin Laboratory, or Laboratory. It's Laboratory, right? Yeah, Laboratory. So far, we are still wandering around here. Tauren Chieftain does have a Belt of Giant Strength. Very, very strong on hit points. As now we are going to see the Dreadlord come in. Oh, the Dreadlord going to deal a lot of damage here. It doesn't look like any of these peons will be able to do much of anything to stop. No Scroll of Town portal to come in. You can see also a couple of those Gargoyles will take down some of these units, and there's no more peons left here. Blade Master now coming in. There's the sleep. And the sleep on that Blade Master means that he will not wake up unless he is attacked. Tauren Chieftain waking him up with a nice gentle love tap. Tauren Chieftain now seeing that level 4. There's a stomp. As the Gargoyles are going straight up after those Wind Riders. Those Wind Riders could turn around and try to fight back just a little bit. You can see that the Orb of Corruption. Oh, Dreadlord once again stomped. Potion of Invulnerability. No, Scroll of Town portal being used. And it looks as though all the units will simply run away once more. Where did he teleport to? Most likely down over here. Essence of Blight being utilized by that Dreadlord, trying to regenerate some more hit points. Gargoyles now need to be retrained. We are going into Ghoul Frenzy. More ghouls being added. And this is going to be a mass ghoul army with a Dreadlord as a single hero. Blade Master and Tauren Chieftain now looking to come in, perhaps getting some damage here. There's another sleep onto that Blade Master. Sacrificial Pit taking a lot of damage. It doesn't look like it will be salvaged or saved whatsoever. And there it goes. Tauren Chieftain now once again trying to run away. We can see that the Wind Riders are in the air, able to retreat. And we now see another Necropolis ready to go for Rain. Rain will be able to summon up and haunt another gold mine here. And by haunting that gold mine, be able to run off of 3 bases. 50 supply over 80. Meanwhile, we are seeing that 59 over 80 here. So a 10 supply advantage. But on top of that, it is going to be 3 bases to 2 as we now see the fortified armor upgrades for the Orc Burrow and the Watchtower, making it very difficult for heroes and piercing units to take down those buildings. More gargoyles will be trained. It looks like the crypt is taking a lot of damage here. Ghouls need to make their way over. We do have 1 frostworm, and apparently the skeletal minions don't like the crypt either. Why? Who would like a crypt anyways? As we now see the Blade Master may get in, yes, level 5 most likely on this Blade Master, or at least very, very close. About 87 experience away, and now we see what's going down off over here. Skeletal minion going after some of those units there. Blade Master is now at level 5. Double circlets of nobility, 1 orb of lightning, or as I like to call it, that purge ball that makes it so that units are pretty much ensnared. And with the fast attack speed on that Blade Master can pretty much proc that lightning orb as often as he likes. Units are still following around. Bad Riders and Wind Riders are coming in to, Bad Riders and Wind Riders are coming in. We'll see where they're able to go and what damage they are able to do, as we are now going into a 3rd base. This is going to be haunted, and units will be trained up there in just a moment. We are still gold shorted by Rain. A little bit of a surprise, as Rain is running now up on 3 bases. So still no additional Spirit Towers here, Nerubian Towers to protect that expansion, as the Tauren Chieftain still wandering around. An Orc Burrow is being established down here as well. It is going to be 3. Nope, going to be canceled in just a moment. Meanwhile, the Dreadlord is moving around with the Destroyer and 1 Frostworm. And a Death Knight, a level 1 Death Knight finally joining in on the fight. So this is going to be interesting. Any melee units are going to be able to regenerate very quickly from the Unholy Aura and also the Vampiric Aura and also the Death Coil. So a very strong combination of units here. Perhaps one of the strangest unit combinations. I don't think I've ever cast a game where I said level 4 Dreadlord, level 1 Death Knight. Down over here, what was that? I'm not quite sure. It looked like it was a reveal from a Goblin Laboratory. Yes, most likely coming in from Focus. Focus continuing to creep. Gonna most likely get to... Nope, he needs to back away with that Blade Master if he wants to get up to level 6 or level 5 on that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain should just be a little bit shy. Ring of Protection +4, not altogether that useful. But the Shadow Hunter comes in at level 2. Alright, so this is the Orc Tri-Hero. Orc Tri-Hero against a Dreadlord and a Death Knight. Who says we've seen every permutation of WarCraft 3? Double Frostworms, Gargoyles, Destroyers, and Obsidian Statues with mass ghouls taking out Focus's expansion. Wow, this is such an interesting game, folks. I hope you guys are enjoying it. This is not something you see every day, as Rain is now taking up a 4th base. Oh my goodness. Okay, now it's going to be a 4-base Undead versus a 2-base Orc. I hope you guys can just hear the smile on my face. And once again, thank you for Rain and Focus for giving us such an interesting game already. Most of the time, most players do believe that Undead is on the losing end of most battles here, and I gotta say that I think Orc does have the advantage. A level 5, level 4, level 2 hero against a level 5 and a level 2, or sorry, level 4 and level 2 hero. So 1 level 5 Blade Master, the difference. But then again, you do have Frostworms, you have Gargoyles, you have Destroyers, and you have Ghouls with Ghoul Frenzy, all with level 2 Vampiric Aura and level 1 Unholy Aura. And all of a sudden, you think about that, you're like, that is a lot of movement speed. That is a whole bunch of damage. All right, 78 over 100. You can see how much gold is really just being haunted out of these gold mines. This gold mine is pretty much going to be mined out in about 2 minutes, as we now see a pressure here onto the top right-hand side of the map. Are those... Oh, we are going to have a scroll at Town Portal. Yes, come in. Where are all of these acolytes going to go? They're going to try to jump in. And now, oh, the Bad Rider's going to simply focus their way in, try to take down some of those Frostworms. Not a very good exchange there, as there was, I believe, a Death Coil here. And both sides are still fighting it up. So 2 Frostworms doing a great job, and more gargoyles are getting taken down. Another healing wave comes in, but I believe this one, yes, that does get taken down. The Blade Master needs to focus now on the air, as we are going to go into another stomp, as we are now also battling up a Frostworm with a Destroyer. We can see that the Shadow Hunter now taking a lot of damage. There is another stomp there. Who is coming on top? Rain still has sleep. As we are now going to see the Shadow Hunter level 3 perhaps get taken down. The Blade Master is asleep. Tauren Chieftain not bothering to wake him up right now, as the Shadow Hunter down to 61 hit points is going to be able to make it out. 19, 10, 5, 2. It escapes with 2 hit points. Oh my goodness. I didn't think this game could get any better. Oh. Okay. So Focus escaping with a level 3 Shadow Hunter at 2 hit points. And we're not done yet. Alright, we are going into now a Death Knight sitting at level 2, getting up to level 3. We see a Frostworm and Destroyer. Where is that? Okay, so there is the Dreadlord here. The Dreadlord does have that Orb of Corruption. Blade Master now looking to come in. Talisman of Evasion really needs the help. There's the sleep on that Blade Master once more. Hey, stay a while. Let me read you a bedtime story. Shadow Hunter getting in the attack there, as we are now continuing to fight. Death Knight now very low on hit points. Potion of Invulnerability being used. Oh no, the Dreadlord hexed. The Dreadlord at level 5 gets taken down after the hex. Huge play here, as both sides are still fighting it up. The Death Knight now needs to run away. The Dreadlord had a Scroll of Town Portal, unable to use it because of that hex. And now the Frostworm and all units are trying to run away once more. Tauren Chieftain, level 5. Blade Master, level 5. Shadow Hunter, level 3. And a whole bunch of dead units as they are trying to run away. Dreadlord now back quickly using a Potion of Healing and a Potion of Mana to get back into this fight. And it looks like, oh, one of the Bad Riders was almost taken down. Stomp now coming in. What is that? Death Knight? Death Knight is going to get taken down. Are we going to see the Dreadlord? The Dreadlord is still alive. Scroll of Healing was not utilized. That was a huge loss there. Potion of Invulnerability on the Shadow Hunter. And it looks as though it should be used in just a second. There it is. Scroll of Town Portal. Frostworm needs to escape, and now all the ghouls were able to escape as well. This game is simply so much going on at this time, and I really think if Rain had utilized those gargoyles to try and creep out the corner expansions, he would have a definite hero advantage right now. At least he would have an item advantage. The Death Knight could have gained some experience, and perhaps level 3 or even, level 3 Death Coil on a level 5 Death Knight would make this game a little bit more interesting. Tauren Chieftain, Shadow Hunter, and Blade Master still wandering around the map. You can see that the Frostworm are trying to regenerate some of those hit points. Dreadlord now back up to full. A second Frostworm is now out as well. We are going into more Obsidian statues. Death Knight about 2/3 of the way out, as Focus now running on 3 bases compared to the 4 bases of Rain. Rain no longer has this haunted gold mine down over here, still mining with almost a full set of acolytes here, and a definite full set of acolytes here. And what is this? A full set of acolytes here. So it is 3 bases to 2. Blade Master now comes in, and you can see that we are unsummoning all of these buildings here. The acolytes should perhaps be unsummoning the Necropolis as well, as the Blade Master not really bothering with any more of these buildings. This Necropolis could be unsummoned for a lot of resources, and perhaps for more units, as the Death Knight will be coming back out here in just a moment. Alright, Bat Riders are being added. Bat Riders are not upgraded at all. You can see the unsummoning on that Necropolis. It should have been started much earlier to get more hit points. There it goes, down it goes, as we now see an engagement. Alright, Dreadlord. Oh, what is this? We are going to try to creep out another creep camp here. Death Knight has to be very careful. We now see a Pit Lord. So the Undead Tri-Hero versus the Orc Tri-Hero. How often do you see this go down? Most likely Potion of Healing, yes, transferred to that Death Knight. Very smart call there, as the Potion of Healing The Death Knight already has the ability to give anyone 400 hit points. Might as well give the Death Knight the ability to heal himself. We see now another creep camp off over here, which will be taken out. The Pit Lord now needs to lead the charge. Here we go. The Dreadlord being very careful to stay away, as we are now going to see an engagement here. Spirit Tower, Bat Riders, most likely with Liquid Fire, and a Blade Storm coming in. The Blade Master going to be able to finish off all of these buildings very, very easily. Liquid Fire preventing any sort of repair whatsoever, as now this base will get taken down, or sorry, this creep camp will get taken down. Death Knight, Dreadlord, and Pit Lord all joining in on the fight. Down goes that Rock Golem. Tome of Experience. Who's it going to get picked up by? Who is it picked up by? I can't tell. Was it the Pit Lord? Dreadlord? No, I can't tell who was picked up by. All right, Death Knight now looking to come in. Here we go. One grunt quickly taken down. Bat Riders finishing off the rest. And now the Frostworms are still alive. Oh, a beautiful save there, as the Death Knight was not taken down. Perhaps we need to get up a Troll Shadow Priest to heal up that Death Knight, as we are now out of obsidian statues. This base off over here looks like it could get taken down very quickly. Who knew that this was going to turn into a base race, as this expansion is now being placed down by Rain. Oh. All right, Death Knight sitting at level 3, still has a potion of healing, has to be very, very careful. Blade Master sitting at level 6, Blade Storm most likely still on cooldown. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 4, Pit Lord sitting at level 2. Come on, let me click on the Pit Lord. Yeah, Pit Lord sitting at level 2, and now the Dreadlord sitting at level 5, and here we go. Oh, nope, no sleep on that Blade Master, and now in comes the battle here. Death Knight Stomp. Oh, needs to use the Potion of Healing. Is it going to use the Potion of Healing in time? No, it does not. That Stomp stun seemed to last longer than 2 seconds, as the fight now raging on. Death Knight at level 3. I was going to say that Death Knight should have used the Potion of Healing earlier, as we are now seeing units both sides taking a heavy losses. Looks like another Frostworm will get taken out. Down it goes. Level 6 now on that Tauren Chieftain. Even if you take him down, he'll just get back up again. You really can't take him down, as that Dreadlord at level 5 needs to use a Scroll Town Portal and get away. Whoa. Level 4 Shadow Hunter, level 6 Blade Master, level 6 Tauren Chieftain. And I think this is gonna be the game. Back home, you see the Dreadlord, Pit Lord, and there's the GG. Well played. Focus taking game 1 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1.